and welcome to week 4 of Front Room Fest number 4. Oh my goodness, how have we got this far without getting cancelled? Thank you for joining us again. We've loved having you these past 4 weeks. It's nearly like I'm not self-isolating all alone. Anyway, it's really nice to have you back. We've got 10, I'm going to use the word again, stonking acts for you this week. If you thought they were stonky last week, they are stinky this week. Anyway, 10 stonky stinky acts for you this week. And what a wonderful week it's been. The sun is shining. Those are the blessings I've counted. Anyway, as always, we're here not only to pay the amazing performers who are making work for you, but also to donate money to the Brighton Community Fund. It's a crisis, guys, and we all need to help each other along a little bit in any way we can. We suggest donating £5 and add as many zeros on the end of that as you feel necessary, or able, or generous, because your generosity will not go unthanked. By the end of today, we will have had 40 acts over the last week, not including my gorgeous mug, and we've all been working very hard to keep you entertained during your quarantine, because Joe Wicks just don't cut it anymore, does it? We don't make you do jumping jacks, we just let you drink your wine. So I'm gonna shut up now and introduce the first act. Our first act is the Scottish babe Emma Harley. She's doing the several week itch. She's done all the usual quarantine things, such as, grow her plants, do yoga, bleach her hair, and now she's coming at you with some fresh, unprecedented, unholdbackable comedy, and you're just gonna love it. So enjoy Emma Harley in her teenage bedroom in Fife.
Hello and welcome to my childhood bedroom in Fife, which is where I'm now living. Sleeping in a bunk bed does have its ups and downs. At the grand old age of 25, I am a big girl now, so I get to sleep on the top bunk. But the downside is I am sharing the room with the ghost of my past life in the form of 8 years worth of crap since I moved out, sitting on the bottom bunk. So what are the effects of a global pandemic and sleeping in a bunk bed? Lack of physical contact with non-family members getting you down. Take solace in the fact that you can now buy toilet paper again. For now. The hand may be quite continental, but Lurels are a girl's best friend. A kiss may be grand, but it won't dry your tears up when you're feeling blue, or help you buy more crafting glue. Tea gets cold as we grow old, and we all lose our minds in the end. But online or shop bars, you still must wipe your arse. Lurels are a girl's best friend. Andrex. As the shakes. 'Cause we are living in a material world, and I am a material girl. The bunk bed might not leave room for a dance break, but it does mean I can stay alert, even in my sleep. Good luck, COVID. class needs the toilet, and loo rolls are a girl's best friend. There may come a time when a Netflix binge series starts the waterworks. So wipe those tears and ease your fears. Time just flies when stocks are high, but beware those who try to bulk buy. Loo rolls are a girl's best. Loo rolls are a girl's best. Loo rolls are a girl's best friend. Shit stains get flushed right down the drain. The rolls are a girl's best friend. No toilet roll was wasted in the making of this video. It's hay fever season. I'm fucking ready.
Thank you, Emma Harley. If you like what you saw, you can send her some loo roll to Fife. Her address is below. Or just follow her on social media like a normal human being. Next up, we have ChewBoy Productions with EUAN. They toured it all around bloody everywhere in 2019. They got 5-star reviews. They won awards. They just did bloody well, didn't they? And they don't stop there. They're keeping busy in quarantine. If you want to get involved, join their quarantine collective. They've got open subs. We'll put the info about it. It looks like I'm pointing to my genitals, but I'm not. It's in the box below. My genitals are not open submissions. Oh Lord. Please enjoy some proper good theatre. ChewBoy Productions with EUAN. Where's he gone?
The fuck are you doing down there?
Oh, Zed!
Zed! What are you both doing down there?
Don't know, man. Floors where it's at.
Shut up, Toby.
Yeah, cool, sweet, man, cool.
Yeah, shut up, Toby.
Right, bit harsh.
Where you been?
Just out, about, you know.
Right, not at all conspicuous.
Oh, big word for you.
Well, yes, so is this. Knob.
It's not as big of a word, mate.
Close.
Not in the slightest.
What have you both been doing? Surprised this place hasn't been burnt down with you two running it.
Nah, mate, not with me in charge.
That's precisely why I would have burnt
I
down.
don't get why the boss left you in charge.
Well, it's better leaving you in charge, you dopey twat.
Quite a bit harsh.
Mate, is everything just harsh to you lately?
I'm sticking up for you, bellend.
No, you weren't.
Yes, he is.
How?
I literally just did.
Yeah, well... But I don't need defending.
Oh, you will when the boss comes.
Why got to be looking out for the boss?
We don't, do we, Toby? Alex! It's fucking...
No. We don't, but you do.
Why are we singling him out?
It's just like being back at sports day.
Sports day?
Yeah. Me and Woody always used to be on the yellow team.
Woody?
My woodlouse.
Of course, you fucking woodlouse.
No, it was because I couldn't run! I always used to be a large kid, you see, and, well, it wasn't always easy. Have you ever seen that episode of The Simpsons, you know, the one with the fat kid getting whipped by a towel in the changing room, yeah? Well, I was that kid. Oh, they always used to be like, oh, go on, you can jump that hurdle, you can do it. And they knew I couldn't do it. They knew I couldn't do it. They bloody knew it. Guys.
Sorry, mate, we are listening.
What happened next?
Well, one day a new PE teacher joined the school.
And?
Well, I was on the red team.
Well, ain't that a lovely anecdote?
Oh, mate, it's just opened up to us and you're doing that. Nice one.
Doing what?
Being a meanie, I'm opening up to you.
Oh, you never open up.
Yes, I do. You just never listen.
Hey, I'm here now. I'll listen. Why do you need defending from the boss?
Well, because he lost EUAN. Can you believe that? He lost EUAN.
EUAN?
EUAN.
Yeah, you win.
EUAN.
Well, yeah, of course EUAN's lost.
Huh?
I mean, of course EUAN's lost.
What?
Have you told other people about EUAN?
EUAN? No.
Tell me honestly.
I swear to you.
How does he know?
He was there.
What?
You were there with me.
Huh?
Do you not remember?
Wait, what were those phone calls like important?
Yeah, phone calls. We've been getting them all bloody morning.
Yeah, we can't understand a word of them because of the accent.
We've been waiting for you to come back.
Oh, yeah, because Zed is the saviour, isn't he? Zed will save us all.
Yeah, he's the only one that can translate the calls.
Yeah. It's a woman's voice.
Oh, probably was the boss. Oh, yeah, she said she was cool.
She said she'd call.
What, when?
You were there.
Wait, sorry, hold on. You spoke to the
We
boss?
spoke to the boss.
Oh, you spoke to the boss now?
Yeah, did I not mention this earlier?
You bloody didn't mention that
He's
earlier.
had a lot on his mind, mate. Just leave off.
Okay, so you spoke to the boss.
Spoke to the boss.
We spoke to the boss.
You spoke to the boss, and what did you chat about?
Mate, you've taken that a bit far. I said we said hello. I didn't say we conversated.
Conversated.
All she said is she'd call later.
She called later about...
You.
No, not EUAN. Not EUAN.
She's calling about EUAN.
Okay, she may very well be calling us on that phone from a little time onwards. Yeah, maybe, about EUAN.
Why is she calling about EUAN?
I don't know.
Oh, great, you're a fountain of information.
Oh, she didn't say he conversated with her.
Conversated?
Yes, conversate. Stop blaming me for not conversating.
Fucking Nora.
No, you.
I know EUAN. I know.
You knew EUAN.
Oh, I didn't know EUAN, did you?
No.
What are we going to do?
Pretend that we're EUAN.
We'll pop it in the ideas pot, mate.
Thank you, ChewBoy Productions. If you enjoyed that, do all the good stuff. Like, follow, subscribe. It's so helpful, especially if you might not be able to afford to send some money our way. Shouting out on social media can be just as valuable to help people afloat in this unprecedented, uncertain time. That joke's not old. Don't tell me otherwise. Next up, we have some poetry. Isn't that nice? We've got Phoebe Hopwood with her poem Fiction. Phoebe writes about Insta poetry and the artist's struggle with social media and micro poetry. So look it up if you can see it. Please enjoy Phoebe Hopwood with Fiction.
Ja. Ja. Hey, sweetness, I've got to go there here. Yeah. Okay, bye, moi. Darlings, isn't this just divine? Thank you so much for letting me put my front room in your front room theatre, if you will. For those of you who don't know, I'm Phoebe. I indulge in poetry from time to time. Please excuse me, I've been having a slightly one-girl party. I am prepared. I've got the poem right here. This is jolly. Here we are. We'll read something from this. This one's new. It's titled Todo, which, as we all know, is Latin for something. Wash, post, Attempt to cut fringe. Scream. Bins out, work out, shops. Green bananas, peanut butter, 3 bottles of Merlot. Wax, bum crack. Oh, golly. This is not actually a poem at all. It's my to-do list. Sorry about that. It gets a little confusing, doesn't it? The legitimacy of poetry. I've been ruminating a lot on the rise and popularity of the Insta poet, and of course the art form of micro poetry. I have something on that, if you'd like. Shall we? Yes? Okay. It's called fiction. I'm perfectly placed for Instagram poetry. Paper positioned, pen poised, picture packed. Posting prose, posing as a pro. A pocket full of hand-picked headlines implying I have more lying behind one-liners and half-rhymes when half the time I'm vying for limelight in your Instagram timelines, trying for a quick fix I can't find to quiet the emotions running round my mind. Run this micropoem through your algorithm as if I've boiled bones to take stock, offering a flavour of the way I see the world for you to taste. A slapdash job done in haste, artistic haberdashery waste that I have to share in space. The need for me to post urgently and for you to like it literally eclipses the point of me writing originally. I just need you to know that I think and I feel, and I want you to think that I'm an artist and raw and real and deep. No. #deep. Have you ever wanted to say so much that in the end you say nothing? And so I pluck wayward words, warp them into interrupted sentences, slap a filter on my false agenda and dress it up as poetry, or at least a work of fiction. Bravo! So that was fiction, and that's my time. So thank you. Good night, everybody, and see you maybe on the gram. Bye, darling.
Thank you, Phoebe Hopwood, for that. If you enjoyed what you saw, guess what you can do? You've only got one guess. Wrong! You can like, follow, subscribe, love, send letters, give them a kissy, buy them a beer, send us money. You know that's what you're supposed to do. There's a PayPal link just below, and if you pretty please want to put money in it, maybe it could be an early birthday present for me. 4th of June, I'm a Gemini, obviously. It's coming up. Please send me something. Next up, we have the one and only Hattie Snooks with The Geek Shall Inherit. It was due to debut at Brighton Fringe this year, but alas, at least we still have her here with us. She's 1/9 of the award-winning Clapback Club, and her new show, The Geek Shall Inherit, uses parody and pastiche to glorify techno-babble. So, geeks, get your geeks on. It's time to geek out and have a geeky time. Here's Hattie Snooks with The Geek Shall Inherit.
7 of 9. Do I want to be you? Do I want to be in you? It's the age-old sci-fi bi conundrum. Hurry back, it's a motherfucking spaceship. philosopher from her melon. Don't know when I'll be back. Holy fuck, it's a motherfucking spaceship philosopher, so very far from home. Oh, holy shit, 'cause they got really fucking lost. They're so lost in space. Holy fuck, it's a motherfucking spaceship philosopher, so very far from home. What's the time? Oh, I still haven't found work. Oh, I'm such an idiot. Oh, do you know what? I'm not about to. Right, what do you need? What do you need? What do you need? Who do we? I need a cup of tea. More Star Trek. Next Generation. We, tea. Reginald Barclay.
Mr. Barclay, everyone's still trying to figure out exactly how you did it.
Well, it just occurred to me that I could set up a frequency harmonic between the deflector and the shield grid using the warp field generator as a power flow anti-attenuator, and that, of course, naturally created an amplification of the inherent energy output.
It just won't work in reality. Every geek in the world knows that it's crazy, but I have the ability to string weird words together so I sound brainy. Speak fast like a sonic boom, they won't realize it's all just dross because it sounds cool. Throw away, physics seems so neat, and it just saved the day, so sorry, not sorry. Yeah, we found some unobtainium, came from my cranium, into the eye of this super fan. This petri dish is full of wish because it's something windowish, but it looks gooey, and I made it up because I can. Please don't disown me for my plot crimes. See, I don't have time for a real world breakthrough. My science budget is shit. I just got my wits and a fake spaceship with a fake crew. The axionic statics, chronic ionize the hydroponics, and the sonic of the multiphasic chamber. Gotta polarize the power flow and agitate the plasma node. Don't know it's going, so go reboot the generator. How can I help it if my technobabble's really bad? Trying hard to compile words that sound rad. I'm the kind of guy who seems irrefutable. Can't understand what I mean, well it's all cool. I have a tendency to misuse my verbosity, but still I kinda kill it just like a red shirt. It may not work scientifically. That doesn't mean that the writing is lazy. I have the ability to string weird words together so I sound brainy. Speak fast like a sonic boom, they won't realize it's all just dross because it sounds cool. Throw away, physics seems so neat, and it just saved the day, so sorry, not sorry. Tickety time stuff, cause time keeps ticking. The word temporal makes the plot soon thicken. Watching Star Trek, it takes patience. Next Generation, the singularity is a quantum. For Harrison, Ford, and Daryl Patrick have this sci-fi shtick. They use a science word to quantify the way to save the day with their skills. Survive like Bear Grylls. Okay, it's nonsensical, but so am I. Gotta realign the ventral thrust, gotta check the nanoprobes for bugs to remodulate the hyperwave initiator. There's an agent field around this moon, we're not immune, it's superluminal, and we've lost spatial regulators. How can I help it if my technobabble's really bad? Trying hard to compile words to sound rad. I'm the kind of guy who seems irrefutable, can't understand what I mean, it's all cool. I have a tendency to misuse my verbosity, but still I always kill it like a red shirt. It may not work scientifically. That doesn't mean that the writing is lazy. I have the ability to string weird words together so I sound brainy. Speak fast like a sonic boom, they won't realize it's all just dross because it sounds cool. Throw away, physics seems so neat, and it just saved the day, so sorry, not sorry. Just saved the day, so sorry, not sorry. Yeah, just saved the day, so sorry, not sorry. Using fast words like bare naked ladies.
Thank you, Hattie Snooks, for that. I loved it. I hope you loved it. Send her money. Send her a pint. Send her sweet dreams. Next up, we have Isabella McCarthy Sommerville with her new show, 7 Ways the World Could End, which was due to debut at Brighton Fringe this year. But she's here with us. It was written and directed by Josh King, and he's not joshing. Anyway, if you've been thinking about the world ending, she's been thinking about it times 7. Got you good. Enjoy Isabella McCarthy Sommerville.
Have you ever had that dream where the bottom falls out of your shower and you fall through it into the ocean and slowly drown, surrounded by fish? Well, it was memorable for me because that was the night I learnt about death. I didn't sleep for a while after having that dream, for weeks. I just lay awake, thinking of fish, then thinking of death, then thinking of time. I had to get rid of all the clocks in my room because all I could hear was ticking. And as the years went on, I started to get a bit... Obsession is the wrong word. Obsession means it's unhealthy, detrimental. Obsession is, well, it's a good name for a perfume, but that wasn't this. I just think about time a lot. I always feel like I don't have enough of it, which led me on to another obsession of mine. How do I explain it? Look, I know dreams are boring, but hear me out. When I was 7, I had a recurring dream. It was kind of a typical dream, I think. I would be running around the playground playing football with the big kids because it was my dream. And just as I was about to score the winning goal, the sky would go dark and I'd hear a rumble from the end of the field. Our school had sort of a long stretch of grass and there were trees at the end, and that's where the rumble would come from. Well, every time I'd hear the rumble, I'd think, I know what that is. I didn't know, but I had a feeling that this had happened before, or that I already knew about whatever awful thing was going to happen, and I'd recognise it right away. Well, suddenly, all my friends had gone, and it was just me, waiting. Rumble, rumble, rumble. Suddenly, I'm standing there, in the playground, holding a foam football completely alone, and I see, out of a cloud under a dark sky, a massive herd of woolly mammoths run out from the trees and directly towards me. We'd been learning about woolly mammoths. Well, I am immediately hit with this feeling that I am going to die, and, I don't want to, so I turn around and I run. But, I know that I am not fast enough, and also, you can't run in dreams, so I drag my legs like they're statically tied to the earth's core, and I start to wonder what death feels like. Is it this moment just before? Or is it something after? Well, I start to cry because this seems so unfair. Well, my mum never warned me about this. They should never have let us go to school in the first place if this was going to happen. Fucking mammoths!
Thank you, Isabella McCarthy Sommerville. If you enjoyed what you saw, please like, follow, send a tweet to Isabella McCarthy Sommerville. All the information's below, and you can send her a big love heart emoji or your favourite emoji of choice. Mine is the cowboy, if you'd like to know something about me. Next up, we have Gillian English with Drag Queen Stole My Dress, but don't be fooled, she's Canadian. She's a storyteller and a stand-up comedian, but most importantly, she's a feminist. Otherwise, she's not allowed on Front Room Fest. Only feminists allowed. Don't know what came over me there. So, please enjoy Gillian English with Drag Queen Stole My Dress.
Now, at Casino Notes Goes Up Look Thrill, there's a very strict policy that you are not allowed to touch the showgirls. Alright? There's no sex in the champagne room, no touching the showgirls. And during my tenure at Casino Notes Goes Up Look Thrill, I was personally responsible for the lifetime bans of 5 men from all great! And they fucking gave that man the old heave-ho, right? Oh, she was good. Has anyone here ever seen someone be physically ejected from a building for harassing you? It is the best feeling in the world. Oh my God. If you haven't experienced it, go seek it out. Right? It's a Friday night. It can't be that hard to find. Get down the bar, push somebody, it'll be great, right? Oh, she was good. Security took such great care of me. If someone even looked at me funny, they would be on them, right? The only time they ever let me down, and I'm still angry about this because I'm still talking about this, was when I was playing Marilyn Monroe. When I walked past this old girl at the penny slot machine, and every time I walked past, she would pinch my balls and go, "You got her tits, but you ain't got her ass. Marilyn had much better ass than you." I'm like, I know that. Well, fuck off, right? Every time. You ever seen Jingle said that much? I'm talking 40 to 50 times a shift. I had little old lady fingerprint bruises on my butt where she pinched me. I would go to security and she's physically touching me. She's causing me harm. It's assault. Give her the boot. And they would just go, "Nah, it's funny," right? Then they're like, I'm a feminist and that means equality. I wanted that old bitch bounced out on the fucking paper. Anyway, it's fine. She's probably dead. Not a good idea, right? So, this second dude to get banned from all great Canadian casinos, he wasn't rude, he didn't spit on me, he was just a very curious young man, right? Just had a lot of curiosity. So I was wearing the Queen of Hearts and a very large hoop skirt, very far away from the body. Yeah? And casino Nova Scotia, very cold. Alright? So you always wanted to wear something under the skirt, otherwise you would feel as though you're walking around a casino bottomless. Not a sensation I recommend. So I always wore jeans and sneakers under there because you couldn't really see. But this young man, he did not think there was jeans and sneakers under there, right? I'm not sure what he thought was happening. Such a mystery. I think maybe he thought there was going to be shaved legs. Which is a huge fucking presumption. Right? So fucking man before is down there. I ain't got nobody impressed. Leave me alone, right? Who gives a shit? Maybe he thought that there was going to be sexy panties or no panties. Who knows what treasure trove, sexuality was happening under that dress. So he ran at me, did a baseball dive and slide, and stuck his head up under my skirt. And when he realized that none of the sex was happening in this area, all I hear echoing out from under my skirt is, "Oh, nuts!" And then security grabbed me by the ankles and dragged him away. Like, "This fucking Liam needs to start getting fucking taken." I love that movie. Anyway, so gentleman number 3, 4, and 5, they are a package deal. So as the show rocks, especially the motherfucking trail, you travel in pairs because it's safer than right? It's still not that safe. So we were doing I was Queen of Hearts and it was a whole blackjack thing. I don't understand gambling. It's just giving your money away. I do love a lottery ticket though. Anyway, so I'm just dreaming about what my life could be. It's never gonna happen. Anyway, so we traveled in pairs. So I was Queen of Hearts and traveled with another Queen of Hearts. And one night I was still me, but I was traveling around with a girl who's normally like a feather headdress, bikini, like legit showgirl. And so we're talking to this group of 3 young men. They're very young. They're just barely legal drinking age in Nova Scotia, which is 19. And they're fucking tanks, these boys. And they're talking to us because that's our job, is to entertain the guests. Just corporate speak for gambling addicts. Anyway, so we're entertaining the guests. And these boys, there's 2 of them that are very chatty and one's not saying a word. And the one who isn't talking, he's very short, he comes up to about here on me. So it's important to remember, he's wearing a dress that fit and a corset, right? So after a few minutes, he silences his friends, looks at me and goes, "You, that's a very impressive situation you have going on right there." At which point, he face plants into my cleavage and starts vigorously motorboating me. You don't know what that is? We can't get a mirror on my own. So this is taking place. My compatriot is on my left. She's not on board with this. You're not allowed to touch the fucking showgirls, right? Let alone motorboat them. She's very taken back. She throws her arms in the air. "Oh my God!" She's a very delicate flower. "Oh my God!" She's also wearing jeans and sneakers under there. Her laces have become tangled and she starts going down. In a desperate attempt to stay upright, she clamps onto the sleeve on the left side of my dress, but to no avail. Down she goes, taking the top half of my dress with her, right? Meanwhile, this guy's just having the time of his life. His 2 friends rolling around the floor because it's the fucking funniest thing they've ever seen. So security comes over. They wrench this man out of my dress. They pick my friend up, and I'm left standing there on the casino floor. Dress around my waist, titties covered in spit, wondering how my life would come with it.
Thank Thank you, Gillian English. If you enjoyed what you saw, there's plenty of more where that came from. You can see that show you just saw in full on her Patreon from the 1st of June. But if you can't wait till then go to the Adelaide Fringe website where you can see some of her past shows for the small fee of $7. That's only £3.50. Thanks very much. Do you know who else likes £3.50? Me. Front room first. All these performers. I'm just saying it again, just in case you forgot. You know, just in case. PayPal link is there. Put the money in. Next up, we have Soroya Marchelle, who's a fierce, glamorous powerhouse queen with her version of Break My Heart. Oh, she's gone from London to Manchester to Bristol to Cardiff to Essex to Bournemouth to Finland. What's the name on everyone's lips? Soroya Marchelle, that's correct. So here's Soroya Marchelle with her version of Break My Heart.
I've always been the one to say the first goodbye. Had to love and lose 100 million times. Had to get it wrong to know just what I like. Now I'm falling. You say my name like I have never heard before. I'm indecisive, but this time I know for sure. I hope I'm not the only one that feels it all. Are you falling? Center of attention, you know you can get whatever you want from me. Whenever you want it, baby. It's you and my reflection. I'm afraid of all the things it could do to me. If I would've known it, baby, I would've stayed at home. 'Cause I was doing better alone. But when you said hello, I knew that was the end of it all. I should've stayed at home. 'Cause now there ain't no letting you go. Am I falling in love with the one that could break my heart?
Why you give me feelings never felt before? I'm making it obvious by knocking at your door. I know that I'm coming tonight. You know I'm coming tonight. Don't want to deny it anymore. Then understand me. Then understand me. Then understand me. Then understand me. Baby, you got lucky 'cause you're rocking with the best, and I'm greedy, so greedy. 'Cause
I would've stayed at home. 'Cause I was doing better alone. But when you said hello, I knew that was the end of it all. I should've stayed at home. 'Cause now there ain't no letting you go. Am I falling in love with the one that could break my heart?
Let me check my chest, my breath right quick. He ain't never seen it in a dress like this. He ain't never even been impressed like this. Probably why I got him quiet on the set like zip. Like it, love it, need it, bad. Take it, own it, steal it, fast. The boy stop playing, grab my ass. Acting like you shy. Shut it, save it, keep it, push it. Why you beating round the bush and knowing you want all this woman? Yeah. All of them bitches hating, I have you with me. All of my niggas saying you mad committed. Realer than anybody, you had them pretty. All of the body, I need ass and did it.
Stayed at home. 'Cause I was doing better alone. But when you said hello, I knew that was the end of it all. I should've stayed at home. 'Cause now there ain't no letting you go. Am I falling in love with the one that could break my heart? Break my heart. Do you wanna say so now? Oh, baby. Am I falling in love with the one that could
Soroya Marchelle. If you enjoyed what you saw, please give them a follow on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Look at me, being relevant, being up to date. Ooh. Next up, we have Derekk Ross with The Beast. It's taken from a book written by Helen Bruce called The Heat of the Hunt, which you can buy off Amazon. Go! Now! Buy it! Enjoy it! Come back! Tell me how you liked it. Watch Derekk Ross. In The Beast, Mike the storyteller is waiting for you in the pub.
You're asking me about The Beast? Of course you are. I can already tell. Perhaps you read about it in the papers or saw it in those pictures folk like to share around online. I was talking to the papers years ago, back when they was interested, of course. But you're here now, and it's exciting because you saw it in the guidebook, am I right? Well, buy the man a drink. Barman, make it the good stuff. That's it. Loosens the tongue. Gather close. I'm not going to bite you. Or am I? Don't look so worried. That's just me joking. See that skull on the wall? If you read the label, it says, "The mortal remains of the monstrous and unholy beast of Dartmoor." Biggest load of claptrap you've ever heard. It's the closest you'll see to the beast in here, though, of course. Because he's clever. He's not getting near to town. It's out there in the wilds where you'll see him just before the mist comes down. When you've turned with a sudden chill and realised you've lost sight of your car. Easy to do that, mark my words. One moment you're following a charming little track, all bright heather and birdsong. The next moment, you're tangled in gorse, 1 foot down a ravine. That's the nature of the moor. Beautiful and deadly. I first saw the beast on a sunny day. It was late summer, and I had climbed to the peak of Own Tor with my buzzard. She's called Pandora, after the woman that let everything out of the box. But I was up there, and I was just thinking it was high time to head back down to Ound of the Basket Meals for a bacon roll, when I saw it, a black shadow slinking between the rocks. Now you might read out there that was just a dog or maybe a wild boar come down from Orabridge. But if you'd seen it, you'd believe me. The beast is no dog, not even a Newfoundland. It moves like no creature on God's natural earth. It's like it has no bones inside it. And it sensed that I'd seen it, and it almost folded itself in half to turn and look back at me. I could feel it looking across half a mile. We both stared. A cloud covered the sun. Pandora was restless on my wrist, but somehow I couldn't look away. Not until it let me. Finally, it turned and loped off, easy as anything. It sort of melted away. And once I blinked, it was gone. Back into the wilderness. It's a creature of that. A lingering memory of what it feels like to be prey. A shadow sent to the edge of the world. But it's still waiting, out on the hills, by the slow-sucking bogs that can swallow a man, or in hawthorn-pricked hollows that have forgotten the sun. There! Did you like that? I can see you're shaking a little. That Baskerville ale is good. We could have another. Yeah, sit here with me. There's time before dark and I could tell you something else. The good stuff, barman. Don't you forget it. Have you heard of Kitty J? Her grave is on the moor. Then there's Squire Cabell, cursed for hunting on a Sunday. Plus, he may have murdered his wife. Something lighter? Well, what can I say? Have you heard of the EUANs? They're not usually fatal. Then there's old Crockern, of course, the guardian of the moor, with a beard made of moss. Come a bit closer then. Don't be afraid. And buy a man a drink, for pity's sake. It loosens the tongue. Did you know that? Have enough drink, and it loosens the tongue.
Thank you, Derekk Ross. If you enjoyed what you saw, you can find him on Facebook and follow him for more updates from him. In the meantime, what are you doing with all that money? Hey, you there! What are you doing with all that money? Come on! Redistribute that wealth! Come on! We've got a show here! We need that money to pay our lovely performers! God, and you call yourself a socialist? You don't? I'm open-minded, that's fine, you can still be here. Next up, thank God, we have Big and Milky with, well, that sucks. But it's not about quarantine, don't worry, we got something totally unrelated. It's all about sucking, nipples, and lollies. And if you weren't sexually frustrated enough, this is going to tip you absolutely over the edge. Please enjoy this gorgy dance piece from Big and Milky with, well, that sucks.
I really like having my nipples sucked. It was a bit of a weird discovery. Fingers generally got brushed in that area and I was enjoying it more than being played with in other areas. What I also came to realise was that I had one particularly sensitive nipple, my left, always left. Sorry, I should have said. So I've also got my nipple pierced, but my nipple piercing is in the right, because I'd heard, you know, rumours and myths that if you got your nipples pierced, it could potentially ruin the sensitivity in said nipple. And I didn't want to disrupt anything in the left, and I wanted the jewel in the right. So that's what I did. And actually what it's done is heighten the sensitivity in the right. So now I like it almost as equally, but still more in the left.
Like you wanted me, calling me all the time. That blondie, check out my Chrissy behind, it's fine all of the time. Like sex on the beaches. What else is in the teachers of peaches? Huh, what? Sucking on my titties like you wanted me, calling me all the time. That blondie, check out my Chrissy behind, it's fine all over the time. What else is in the teachers of peaches? like sex on the beaches. What? Huh? Right? What? Huh? What? Right? The best. IUD, SIS, stay in school, cause it's the best. IUD, SIS, stay in school, cause it's the best. IUD, SIS, stay in school, cause it's the best. Sucking on my titties like you wanna be calling me all the time like Blondie. Check out my Chrissy behind, it's fine all of the time. Like sex on...
Thank you, Big and Milky. If you enjoyed what you saw, please follow them on social media. If you really like them, maybe you can send us more money, because then we can pay them money and then theatre won't die. Oh no, I lost it! Edit. If you enjoyed what you saw today, we suggest a £5 donation, a £50 donation, your life savings donation, whatever you can spare to help theatre in crisis, because who knows when you're going to be allowed to sit in a sweaty black box studio again at the end of the Fringe. That's a long way off, guys. So any spare coins or pennies or notes or checkbooks that you've got lying around, please chuck them our way. The PayPal is below. 75% goes equally between all of our glorious performers, of which there have been many, and we would like to give them more than £1 each. And the rest goes to the Brighton Community Fund. But it's nearly the end of the show. Shit. Oh no, what are you going to do for another week of your life? You're just going to be sitting there waiting for Front Room Fest to come back again. But don't worry, we're going to go out with a bang. From Big and Milky to a lady who would have loved the invention of alternative milk products. Next up, we have Cheski Kobler with Maggie's Last Party. She's an international queerlesque clown, and let's be honest, those are all the words that you could ever want to think about in a piece of Fringe theatre. Last but not least, Cheski Kobler with Maggie's Last Party.
This, Mr. President, is a remarkable record. Far better than anything we have ever known. The bass goes on. The bass goes on. The bass goes on. The bass goes on. Acid party. Acid party. Acid party. Today, every week, acid party, even more frequently. Acid party, fishy party. Let's have a party, cool. Acid party, let's have a party, play Spring. Yes, I am outstanding. Yes, I am very strong and creative. Yes, I am dynamic. Yes, I am successful. Yes, I am not weather. Yes, I am everything.
Thank you, Cheski Kobler. That's it! No more peach cobbler! That's it! No more peach cobbler or apple crumble or pie of any kind. That is week 4. Completed it, mate. I've been your host, Beth Hodd. If you like what you saw, you can find me on Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn. You can't, please don't send me LinkedIn requests. Thank you to Girl Code Theatre and Clapback Club for producing this absolute delight. Thank you to Jessie the Tech, clapping emoji, for making all this wonderful stuff go according to plan. Thank you to our performers this week. Emma Harley, ChewBoy Productions, Phoebe Hopwood, Hattie Snooks, Isabella, McCarthy, Sommerville, that's one person, Gillian, English, Soroya Marchelle, Derekk Ross, Big and Milky, and Cheski. Kobler. Please, if you have any money, our suggested donation is £5. What would you pay to see a Fringe show? And it's not going to be as good as this, is it? I've been to Fringe, guys. I know the quality. Send us money your way, and then all of our performers can afford to eat while the government decides whether to give freelancers furlough or not. Please, make this end. I've lost it. Please, come back next week. We've got our final show. Final show. Next week, Friday the 29th of May. Coming to your eyeballs once again. We love it when you send us little comments, and we love it when you send us little pictures of you drinking wine and you're watching Front Room Fest. So keep sending that. And keep being a pithy. Love you lots. Your big host, Beth